Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Kingdom Life Experience podcast. Hey, I'm Pastor Curtis C. Perryman Sr., and welcome to the podcast where hope is renewed, dreams are restored, and Jesus is real. Hey, tonight's going to be an amazing night. So, hey, I need y'all to share, like, tag, invite. I need y'all to start a watch party tonight. I need y'all to invite as many people as you can to be a part of the Kingdom Life Experience podcast. I'm telling you, the information that's going to be given to you tonight, the encouragement that you're going to get tonight, man, is going to set your faith on fire. And I promise you, you're going to run after this broadcast, after this podcast, you're going to run off of here, man, and you're going to be looking to get some wealth started. You're going to be looking to buy property. I'm telling you, we're going to set your faith on fire tonight. So I need y'all to come on in tonight. I need y'all to share, like, tag, invite. I need y'all to start a watch party. I need y'all to invite as many people as you can tonight. Listen, if you're looking, let me say it again. If you are looking to get generational wealth started, this is the podcast for you to be on tonight. If you're looking to buy property, you want to know the ins and outs of purchasing property, you came to the right podcast tonight. Man, we got somebody great tonight that's going to help you, that's going to encourage you, and that's not going to belittle you tonight, even if you got some credit challenges. So, hey, but listen, let me give some good housekeeping things. I need y'all to go and download our church app. If you haven't downloaded the church app, I need you to do so. Just go to Amazon, go to the Roku store, go to the Apple store, go to the Google Play store, and download the Kingdom Life Faith Center app and stay up to date on all things Kingdom Life Faith Center. I'm telling you, you got to do that. Hey, listen, if you did not be a part of yesterday's new teaching series, now is the time. The Open Window series, got to go back and listen to it. I promise you, it's going to encourage your faith and it's going to starve your doubts. All right. So, hey, listen, let me give some shout outs to people tonight who are on, and then we're going to get to it. But listen, I need y'all to like, I need y'all to share, I need y'all to invite, I need y'all to start a watch party tonight. Get as many people as you can to be a part. Hey, shout out to my wife, Pastor Sophia, who's on tonight. Hey, shout out to Miss Shella T. Roby, who's on tonight. Miss Jennifer Smith. Shout out to Miss Tiffany Barnes, who's on tonight. Good to see you guys. Minister Kim Simmons is in the house. Hey, my brother Timothy Price is with us tonight. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you and love you, man. So listen, I need y'all to come on, be a part, share, like, tag, invite, and get ready to get started. So listen, this brother right here is an amazing man tonight. I mean, he really is. He has so much information, so much wealth to give you guys tonight. So I want to bring him on tonight. And without further ado, I want to bring on my friend, Robert Johnson. Robert, come on in, man, tonight, and let them say hi to the people tonight.
How's everybody doing? Tonight?
Hey, this is my guy, man, and love Robert, man. Robert is a good guy, and I'm trying to pull up his bio here and just talk about some things that Robert is a part of. And I'm telling you, I believe it'll encourage your faith and starve your doubts. Hey, Robert was a part of the 2020 Governmental Affairs Committee member. He was in 2020, he was a board of directors liaison to the YPN, which is Young Professional Network. He was in 2020, he was a part of the Risk Management Committee, a liaison to the Communication Committee. In 2019, he was a part of the Government Affairs Committee member. In 2019, he was also appointed president of the Culture Task Force. And not only that, he's a part of the National Association of Realtors. He is all of that and a bag of chips. So whatever this brother's going to tell you tonight, you better listen. He's all of that, I'm telling you. So listen, Robert, let's get to it. How has everything been for you in the pandemic, man? How's everything been?
Hey, I'm just blessed to be here. You know, everybody's been safe. Nobody's gotten sick. You know, I just thank my wife, you know, for stepping up, helping out with the kids so much while I'm out and about working and just, you know, practicing the social distancing and sanitizing those hands. You know, trying to work out in shape so I can get you out there in the court one-on-one, and you know, have to get in shape first.
Wait. We got to stop right there. You said you're going to see me on the court.
Hey, give me 6 months, man. Give me 6 months to work out. Top trainer. You know.
Hey, look! I gotta call your sister. I gotta call your sister, man, because your sister's on here, man. And she said, "Thank you so much for featuring my little brother." And she said, "Love you, Rob." But I think she need to take you to the doctor, man. Pray for you right now.
Just give me like a 10-point head start, man. Give me 6 months to get in shape. Do something.
Oh man, we're gonna have a great time tonight in the Lord, man. We really are. You know, this podcast is really about. It's not really a Christian podcast, but it is a Christian podcast. This podcast is really about getting people to have their hope renewed, their dreams restored, and knowing that Jesus is the one that did it all. And so, how did you come about, man? What role did God play in you starting your business? Because you're an owner. Not only you're a broker, a realtor, but you own your own company, your own real estate company. So how did God play a role in that for you?
I think years ago when I was about 20, 23, probably 24, 25, I just kept, I would always talk to people. I used to work at Enterprise Rent a Car. I would drive to pick people up, and I would hear multiple people talk about this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, to buy assets and not liabilities, and how you can get multiple streams of income, which the Bible teaches you to do, and also how to get out the rat race. You don't have to work every day, trying to climb the corporate ladder, work every day, where you can change that and you can get, passive income coming in. And ever since then, my goal is to get about, $5, $6, $7,000 of passive income coming in per month. So, if you do that, you don't have to have two people working in your household. Maybe your wife can quit and you can just go out there and work yourself. So that's the goal. So that's what got me interested in real estate. Probably, I don't know, 20 years ago. And it's just been it's kind of changed my whole way of thinking, just reading that one book.
That's good, man. But you brought out the Bible talks about having multiple streams of income, and that's really what this podcast is really about tonight. About generational wealth. It's about owning property. What really, 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 really pushed you into just saying, I want to talk about this. I want to encourage other people, especially in all ethnicities, but especially in the African American culture. What pushed you to really get out here and say, I need to form generational wealth. I need to get this going. What really pushed you to do that?
I don't know which way to start. I mean, there's so much thinking about. I mean, one is everybody needs ownership, but especially Black Americans, because right now we have less. We Blacks in America, especially in California, we own less housing now than we did when we had segregation. When we before fair housing laws were instituted. So we're like bottom of the pole there, and we have some slides that we'll share to people later on. I mean, I'm in the San Fernando Valley, and so I've heard from people who have been in the business, for years before me, that we couldn't even, if you're looking for somebody to look like myself, you couldn't purchase property in certain areas of the San Fernando Valley. So Encinos, Woodland Hills, Calabasas, places like that, we were not allowed to purchase homes. Agents wouldn't even show us those homes. They put us off in separate areas, different areas like Pacoima, where they limited to us, to only those areas where we can purchase real estate. There's a book, The Color of Law, that is out, and we will share that also so people can read that. And the reason why, one of the big reasons why Blacks have the lowest level of home ownership, because we were discriminated against, where it was that was by the government and also by home builders, that they would not allow Blacks to purchase in certain areas. So that's why you see different places like you go into Westwood, you don't see too many of us. You got San Jose, different areas across California where you don't see too many of us because we're excluded from purchasing, in those areas. But we're going to talk about some things tonight that's going to help us, build generational wealth. And real estate is one of the fastest ways to real wealth in this country. And so we're going to talk about some things tonight, to help people reach that, to help people get ownership and create generational wealth.
I really want you to just go for it. I want you to really go for it tonight. Go for it. Because I want our culture to be built up. I want generational to be left behind. You talked about to me today about how you have been starting to teach your young children, your sons, about building generational wealth, about balance sheets and things like that. Can you talk about that and elaborate how important it is for us as African Americans, or even families in general, to teach our children the importance of wealth and how to manage money? Can you talk about that for a moment before we get deeper into the real estate?
Well, we're not really taught about money when we're growing up, in school. They basically, in Rich Dad Robert Kiyosaki teaches this in his book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, where we're basically trying to, grow up, go to school, get as many degrees as you can get. You get into student loan debt. You're taught to, do that, graduate, go somewhere trying to climb the corporate ladder. But from the teachings of Robert Kiyosaki, he teaches you a different way. And if you want to get your kids started in this, so you can change their way of thinking, because I didn't know any of this stuff until I was like in my mid-20s until I read that book. But you can get started if you go to richdad.com. They have a cash flow game for kids where they can get started and they can learn about investing. And they also have a board game for adults, which is like Monopoly on steroids. It's cash flow quadrant. And so it's teaching kids, well, teaching adults and children, if they want to play it also, how to do an income statement. So like what you said, with multiple streams of income, it teaches you basically how to get out the rat race. So instead of having to work the rest of your life, if you get enough money coming in this game, my children know how to play it. They know how to fill out an income statement, which is on there. So
wow.
It's basically when you have your income from your day job. I'm not saying quit your day job, keep your day job. When you have your day job, you have certain money coming in. And then when you start purchasing real estate and you have passive income coming in, what they call mailbox money, you have that coming in every month to add on top of your money that you're getting from your job. So eventually you'll have your income. You want your income to exceed your expenses that are coming in each month. And so
Right.
once your income exceeds your expenses, then you're out the rat race. You don't have to work. That's the goal there. So it's basically, if let's say you want to your goal is to have $6,000 per month in passive income coming in. I think some people can live off that, or definitely help
Yeah.
out. One
Yeah.
way to do that is if you I follow Beardy Brandon on Instagram. He's one of the he's on Bigger Pockets. He teaches you that if you just buy 40 homes and have $150 per month coming in each one of those homes or each one of those doors, if you buy multifamily or whatever it is, just 40 doors at $150 per month. That's $6,000 in passive income. And so we're not in the Bible days, we're not going to live to 5, 6, 7, 800 years. So the book that you just brought up, the Buy, Rehab, Refinance, Repeat, it's called the Perryman. So that's the very fast way to build this generational wealth, which we're talking about. And we're on a coastal market. We're in California. You have New York, even places in the Midwest now. They're appreciating like crazy. So all you need is just one house to get you started. So if you're a condo, it don't matter what it is. If you have to get a mobile home, condo, townhome, single family, whatever it is, you just need one to get you started. Because let's say you're an assistant manager or something at Walgreens, whatever. You get your money coming in every month. You get your paycheck, and obviously you're taxed. Okay, so that money is taxed already. So when you're making your monthly payment each month on your mortgage payment, whether you have a condo, whatever it is, if you access that money, like the principles in this book teaches you, or if you were to do like a cash out refinance or take out a line of credit on your home, that money cannot be taxed twice. So I'm not a CPA, but I know this from experience. So that money cannot be taxed twice. So let's say you want to purchase. I know some people in this market. I just helped a friend in Palmdale. He just purchased a home maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and he already has $100,000 in equity, and he didn't even put that much money down. That's just how the market is increasing. So that's somebody that can take, $50, $60, $70,000 to do that book, the Burr method, to buy, rehab, refinance, repeat. He can take 60, 70,000. That's tax free, and he can go on to his next property, which he's already trying to do. It's already on his radar.
Right.
So he goes to the next property. He runs the numbers. If he runs the numbers, he gets at least $150 per month in profit. He's on his way. So if you want $6,000 per month coming in, that his tenants are paying for. That's his start right there. So he has $150 per month, and he can do the same thing. He can. In this market, you really don't even have to rehab some of these properties. You can just sit on it, because once you purchase a property within a mile radius around you in this market, there's other people that are outbidding each other trying to get these properties. So that's going to increase your equity.
Wow.
So you can play this game even faster. So you can take that money out, and you may not even have to put a whole lot of money in rehabbing. You might just have to paint the house and maybe change the carpet or put in some hardwood floors. That's it. And you take that money and you go on to your next deal. So there's plenty of markets in here. You may say, you know, I'm in the San Fernando Valley, and the median home price here is $850,000 for a single family home. So you may think, how am I going to get all these other properties? Well, there's other different markets you can go to. Fresno is only 2 or 3 miles, north from here. You have Palmdale, you have Riverside, where you can go to, where the median home price is only like 400,000. You can get condos, for 300,000, 350,000. You have Palm Desert, which is not
Mm-hmm.
too far here. In Bigger Pockets, if you just play around in it, if you go to biggerpockets.com, there's a section where you can play around with it. It's called the Bigger Pockets Property Insights. It shows you different. It shows you, like I'm looking at it right here. I printed it out. They have a section on there called the top cash flowing markets by state. So I'm working with some investors now where they're doing this bird method. They have cash. They have 60,000. The top flowing cash market, top top cash flowing market in this state of California is La Quinta. That's over by Palm Springs. I was up there a few weeks ago with some people, and you can get property there for 80,000, 100,000.
Wait,
And
wait, 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 wait.
yeah,
Stop, man. Stop, stop. Up by Palm Springs, 80,000?
yeah, you can get condos out there. You got some for 80,000, 200,000. So that's the way you can. And okay, so I was there a couple weeks ago. We were looking at a unit. I think it was 180,000 for the condo. Okay.
Wow, Minister Kim.
One
Wow,
of the
Minister Kim.
well, you have what's Coachella out there
Mm-hmm.
where a lot of people go out. So let's say a lot of people are going out there to do that. So one of the neighbors came out and he said that just having on one unit can rent out for $500 per week. I mean, not per week, just for a weekend for 2 days, you get $500 renting that out, like with Airbnb, short-term rental. So 500 for a weekend, and well, how many weekends are in a month? Four. So that's just two
Sometimes
thousand dollars
five.
a
Yeah.
month. Yes, that's sometimes five. So that's $2,000 per month right there, just on the weekends doing short-term rental. And if the mortgage payment is only, you know, $1,100 a month or $1,500 a month, I mean, you do the math. So you have different markets where you can invest in if you're going to start off wherever you're at. There's
Mm-hmm.
always different markets around you. All you have to do is there's so many different areas outside from where you are. If you want to go somewhere, if you don't want to be in Palmdale, you want to get started. I mean, there you go, right there. All this information is free. It's on there. It's on. Just listen to these podcasts, these books, and you can get. So it's all out there for this. We can go into different ways. We can go into different ways where people can get, money to help them get started.
Can you
We have,
talk about this? Can you talk? There are people on here who are from the inner city, who've never owned before in their life, who has never even thought that they would ever even own a home. They thought that they would live in an apartment or live on Section 8 for the rest of their life. Can you talk to them about the buying power that they have, the things that are available to them to buy a new home?
I'd say first you want to make sure your credit's right, because some people don't pay attention to the fact that, let's say you have a married couple, okay? One has good credit, one person may have good credit, the other person may have good income, but you know what? When you get qualified for a home, if both you're going to be on the loan, the lender is going to go with the lower person's middle credit score. You have to read, credit scores. You have
Yeah.
TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. So if I make some good money, but my wife has a good credit, let's just say there's two of us. I have good credit, but my wife's middle credit score is only a 500. Well, we're not going to be able to get that loan unless I can qualify myself. So that's the first thing you want to do, is make sure your credit is up to par, because all you really need for it, you have an FHA loan that you can get started with, where you can purchase a home for as little as 3.5%, three and a
Hmm.
half percent down. Okay. The minimum credit score you need is only a 580. If you can get your credit score up another 40 points, you can get a conventional loan. Okay. And 80% of people out there do not put down 20%. They don't have 20% for a down payment. I know I didn't when I first started. When my wife and myself purchased our first home, we had just put down 5% conventional. So that was only maybe $15,000 that we put down on the down payment. So that's the first thing I would say is check what your credit is, and then don't be afraid to get pre-approved, because in this market right now, if you want to purchase a home, especially with COVID. A lot of sellers do not want you even walking through the house if you're not pre-approved or you don't have, like, sometimes they want to see your pre-approval letter from a lender and they want to see proof of your funds. They want to see you actually have the money to purchase their home. So they only want serious buyers in their home. So I'm going to tell people that, okay, let's say it this way. If you're not, some people are afraid to get their credit run because they think they're going to take this big hit on their credit. You're only going to take a few points. It's going to take a few points off your credit. That's it. So if you're trying to purchase a home within the next 3 months, if you know you want to buy something in the next 3 months, I would say go ahead, check with the lender. They're going to have you fill out an application, send your documentation in, your W-2s, tax returns, things of that nature. You're going to send that in to them, and they're going to approve you for a loan. So most people, the Wall Street Journal says that most people make the mistake where they only check with one lender, and that's a big mistake. You have one lender that's going to sell you, I can get you this interest rate, okay, and they go with that, but they don't look at the total closing costs that are involved in that, because that lender can be ripping you off, tease you with a low rate. So you have to keep them honest, and the Wall Street Journal recommends that you check with at least 2 to 3. Well, they recommend 5, but I would say at least check with 2 or 3 lenders. And you can do that because when you have the first lender run your credit, you have 45 days after that to check with as many other lenders as you want without taking another hard hit on your credit. It's just a soft inquiry because they know that you're shopping for a home loan. Okay, so let's say you're not 3 months away from purchasing. Maybe you're 6 months away, but you want to have an idea of what your buying power is. Then you can do what's called a pre-qualification, and that's different. They're not running your credit at that time. Okay, so you can ask this a verbal conversation like we're doing. You call a lender, you tell them, hey, I make this is what I make. I think this is what my credit score is. Based on that, what do you think? They probably want to know your debt to income ratio. So they want to know how much debt you have. So that's just a verbal conversation you have with them without having them without having them run your credit.
So this is pretty easy to do.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, just a few phone calls. So at least you should do a pre-qualification, because especially if you're somebody that looks like myself, there's been undercover investigations, Newsday investigation where there's racism in real estate. You have there's just biases. I shouldn't say racism, but there's bias. So some people don't think that there were undercover testers. It was Newsday investigation. So you have.
I saw it on news too. I saw that on news too.
Okay, so you have they had testers. So basically, some people are not going to they're not going to want to work with you if you're not already pre-qualified for a home loan or pre-approved. Whereas if somebody that doesn't look like me, they may just go ahead and start working with them and start taking them out to see homes. Where if it's us, sometimes they won't do that.
Yeah, we ran into some of that too, my wife and I. Listen, here's a question that I'm putting on the screen that is being asked, and I believe you could help with this. The question is it possible to buy a home with no money down if your credit is in the high 600s?
We're going to have to send, I sent some attachments to you earlier on. There's lenders that can do and you can write this down, whoever's listening. If you just Google Chase Dreammaker program, if you Google that, and I can forward that link later on, you can see there's a whole list of different lenders who offer different things, and so you can get something with as little as 1% down. You also have a company called NACA, NACA. You can go to that website. You can purchase a home. I wrote it down earlier, with no money down, no closing costs, no private mortgage insurance. You have to take a home buyer's education course, but check with your realtor and see if that's possible in your area. Because I know where I'm at in the San Fernando Valley, the inventory is so low due to our housing crisis. Locally, we only have 1 month of supply of housing available. We need to have 6 months for a balanced market, but if you only have 1 month of supply, sellers are not going. There's more buyers than sellers, basically. Okay, so a seller's not going to wait, because some of these NACA programs and these other programs where you can get the money to purchase a home. Sometimes you can't do a typical 30-day escrow. And in this market, a lot of sellers, at least in my area, are not willing to wait 60 days or 90 days for you to get these funds in order to close. They're moving a lot faster than that. So maybe you don't want to just go chase after the new listings that most people are trying to get. Maybe you switch it up and look for something that other buyers are overlooking, and maybe that seller might be more in tune to give you more time.
Okay, this same person said, repeat what you said about the one from Chase.
Okay, so Chase has a Dream Maker program, and I'll give you your phone number to a lender who you can speak to, because I just helped somebody purchase a home in Simi Valley. She was single, had a daughter, and she purchased a home in Simi Valley. His name is Edwin. He's with Chase Bank, and he has his Chase Dreammaker program. He can help you with it. It's area code 909-964-0039. I'll repeat that. It's area code 909-964-0039. So you have this Chase Dreammaker program. So they you can basically come in with little as 3% down, okay, for a home loan, and they also give you $2,500 to $5,000 to help you with your closing costs, because it's not just your down payment. Let's say your down payment is $10,000. Well, you're going to add 2 to 3% on top of that for your closing costs. So your closing costs, that's why I said you need to get you want to request a loan estimate from your lender. If they can't give you a loan estimate, they can give you what's called a fee sheet. So that way you take that lender's fees and you can contact another bank. Maybe you go contact Bank of America, because they have grants and stuff also. So you can see what their fees are, and then you set them side by side, and you can compare and see, okay, this guy has $10,000 in closing costs. This guy has $15,000 in closing costs. Maybe I'll go with this person who has a lower closing cost, and they may have the same interest rate. You also have. I'll give you another phone number. There's a lender. It's only works with buyers who have FHA loans. Who are getting an FHA loan. This doesn't work with conventional loans. There's a guy named Ken O'Neill. I'll give you his phone number. He can give you up to $25,000 in closing costs.
Wow.
Okay. His phone number is area code 310-462-8728. That's 310-462-8728. His name is Ken O'Neill. That's if you're getting an FHA loan. Okay. You have I just have to send. Man, so much information. There's so much stuff out there, man. You just have to. You got Bank of America who has stuff in certain cities. I think in Compton they have $80,000 that you can get. I don't know if that's a grant or a loan, whatever. But if you go to Bank of America website, and you click on, you just mess around with it, and you click on first time home buyer. And this is not just in California. This is throughout the country. Doesn't matter what state you're in. You can go there, or either just contact your local person at Bank of America, your local lender over there, or you can just go to the website. Scroll. It should be on the homepage. You put on there your first time home buyer, and then you click on that. They have a down payment center, and then you click on what state you're in, and then it shows a whole list of all the different incentives they have for home buyers.
Listen, man, you're giving out some great information, man. I'm looking at some of the comments from people, and you know what we forgot to do, man? We forgot to acknowledge your wife who's on tonight, and so I do apologize for not acknowledging your wife on tonight. And we appreciate.
She's the only one. She's the only one that believed. She's the only one that believed in me. When I'm telling you about that board game, that Rich Dad Poor Dad game that my kids play now, that teaches you how to get out the rat race and how to run income statements. Nobody wanted to play that with me, but she did. So I don't know.
Your wife is good, man. Your wife will play the board game with you, man. Man. I ain't playing no board game with my wife. My wife too doggone competitive, man. We play Monopoly, man. I can understand Monopoly for like 20 minutes, man. My wife be playing Monopoly for days. The game don't stop, man. She can get down to like $1 left in her account. And she talking about, I still got a chance to win. I be like, look. Let's get out of here.
You know, you're talking about monopoly. You can Google that also. You know how monopoly you have boardwalk, you have Park Place. They're color coded, right?
Yep.
So there's a I didn't read the article, but there's an article on that that breaks down like the discrimination because there's redlining and steering that you
In the
have when
Monopoly game?
they go. I didn't read the article, but it goes into that about because it's color coded. So you had color codes back in the day where blacks were not allowed to purchase. You guys can purchase in this purple area, but you can't buy anything in this blue area. That's for people who don't look like you. So
Wow.
it has some. You can probably just Google that. I haven't read the article, but it goes to something along those lines where it kind of teaches you the history of how segregation. I think the cheapest place on Monopoly may be the purple. I guess maybe I forgot whatever the purple thing
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. St.
But
Charles
but
Place, St. Charles, or something like that.
yeah. So those are certain areas that that we couldn't get into.
No, 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 no. I almost called you pastor. That's what I almost said. I bet your wife was like, no. Hey, your wife is a singing lady too, man. She really is, man. But listen, let's go deeper into some of this, man, because what you're doing is you are giving people of color hope. Is what you're doing. You have some expertise that a lot of people don't have. I was talking to my daughter today, and I was talking to her about how we as African Americans we didn't teach our children. Well, I didn't learn anything about money management. I didn't learn anything about financial wealth, financial security. I was just taught go to school, get a good job. I mean, graduate, get you a good job, and work for the rest of your life until you're ready to retire. And then after that, you're packing it in 2, 3 years, you'll be out of here. You'll be dead and gone.
Right.
That's what I was taught. Nobody taught us anything about wealth at all. And so can we get into a little bit more of the generational wealth that needs to be left behind? I know you talked about buying these properties, pulling out equity in it, and going buying something else because the property can't be taxed twice. But can we talk about the importance of really leaving generational wealth behind for people? Can we talk about that a little more?
Yeah. I mean, you want to think about down the road how you're going to pay for your kids' college education.
Yeah.
This is one good way to do it, where you can build equity so much faster than you can trying to save money. Because Robert Kiyosaki says savers are losers.
Mm.
So you set this up, you set this stuff up now, and what most of us make the mistake we don't do is we don't set up living trusts because
Oh
people don't want.
wow. Okay. You gotta talk about that, man. We gotta talk about that, the living trust, man. You can really help me. So let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, well, some people say even investors, they say, okay, I'm not gonna set up a trust until I have 5, 6, 10 houses. You need to do that on your first house or before you get your first house if you can. That's the only way you're going to keep your information private. That's going to help you create generational wealth. You can set up a trust. You look at Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin. Michael Jackson, he didn't have the proper trust set up. So most of that, he's getting taxed millions and millions and millions because he has to go through probate. So Uncle Sam's going to get a big piece of that. Okay, he's been in probate. His estate's been in probate for 11 years, 11, 12 years. Or if he would have had the right living trust set up, you know, his family could have got, most of that money without having to, basically give Uncle Sam that big piece. And in probate, all your information is public. It's not private. So I'd say that'd be the first thing that people should do is, probably go on a legal Zoom or have an attorney set up that living trust for you. That way you can put, you set that up, and I think they can go ahead and put, your bank information in there. If something happens to you, your kid's not the age yet. Who's gonna? Okay, the money's gonna go, the property's gonna go to the kids when they turn 18. Or if you want to wait, they get it when they turn 25. All that set up in a trust, and if they're not getting it till they're 18 or 20, who's gonna take care of your kids until they reach that age. All that set up in your trust, so you can have somebody that you know and trust, family member or friend, whoever it is, that can watch over your estate, and be in that trust, and that way it goes to your children. Because this equity, man, that's what it's all about. It's equity, and
You know,
that,
you know, you know, you're in line with the word of God. You're really in line with the word of God. You know, the Bible says that a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. In other words, the legacy that we leave behind is not supposed to just be left to your sons or your daughters, but they're supposed to be left to your grandchildren. Your grandchildren are supposed to enjoy the wealth that you are leaving behind. Is what the Bible says. When you look at it from the Amplified Bible, this is Proverbs 13:22. Proverbs 13:22. But the Bible in the Amplified Bible says, a good man leaves an inheritance of moral stability and wealth behind. So not only are you leaving wealth behind, but you're leaving morality, you're leaving stability behind. And so this morality and this stability also has to do with wealth training, which you talking and explaining and teaching your children about the importance of wealth and the role that it plays. Because many of us in our culture have been taught, get your money and then go buy stuff, go become a consumer. I'll never forget when I was working with Dog Foundation Records. I was working for my friend Nate Dogg had a record label, and I was working for him. And I hated an area in his record label for him, man. And we were doing some research, and we found out that the biggest consumer of any product is African Americans. We spend the most money on all kind of consumer products, but yet we don't own any of the products that we consume. And to me, we're making somebody else rich, and we have nothing to leave behind for anyone else.
Exactly.
And I think that we got to look at life differently and to see that not only should we be leaving wealth behind for our children, but we should be building this up in a community where people can understand this and get this and run with this so that their life could be blessed. Can you elaborate more? Because you're in the real estate. I know you work with people of all cultures. And you are once you're appointed by the president or something like that to be a part of a team or something.
It's I'm one of the directors. There's about I don't know how many, but I'm a director for the California Association of Realtors, and it was on the director of the local board association. And then yes, sometimes the president may appoint you in certain positions. So you just have to. I always just say my grandfather told me, and my father told me, you just always have to make a good name for yourself. That's the only thing that that you have. Is to make a good name for yourself. So you do that, and people trust you and respect you. And people want to do business with somebody that they trust. Especially in real estate. Most people want to work with somebody that they trust. I mean, I'm the same way. I'm not good at contracting stuff like that, I'm scared to hire just any old contractor. I mean, they can put lien on your house or anything. So yeah, I would
Oh
want to
wow.
work with a contractor that you know and that you trust. That would be the first thing that I would look for is trust. So yeah, I'd say just make a good name for yourself.
Now, Robert, are there any classes out here that you would recommend that people, especially people who are in the inner city, could go to and learn more in depth and in detail about real estate? See, Miss Sharice, what I've been doing is I've been saying to your husband all day today, he needs to do his own podcast, man, talking about real estate with all the information that he has. And he was like, well, I've been thinking about it. Yeah, you need to get to it, man. You could have your own class, man, and teaching people about wealth and about generational wealth, about owning your own property, leaving, things behind. You could do this, man, and touch the hearts and minds of people because you're helping people on here tonight. You really
Right.
are.
Yeah, I'm a member of the California Association of Black Real Estate Professionals, and most everything is on virtual. We're doing virtual stuff on Zoom right now. So we have some home ownership, courses that we're teaching people. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't believe there's a cost to that. So if you were to go on Facebook and you can follow us, it's California Association of Black Real Estate Professionals. Okay, you can follow us on Facebook. Um, the acronyms are CAB as in boy, R as in Robert, E for Edward, P for Peter. Cab rep. That will be a good start. I'm really a big fan of bigger pockets. I can't. You get so much learning from that. You hear true stories from other people where one podcast where there was a waitress in Detroit, and she was I think had two or three children.
Yeah, that testimony
Uh,
you gave me blessed me, man. When you told me that today, that blessed me, man. I think it'll
yes,
help some people here tonight. So go ahead and tell it, man. It'll help some people.
yeah. Well, there's they have so many different episodes on Bigger Pockets. It's a podcast, so that's free. You can download that. And it's just I just remember one episode. It's just very motivational. There was a young African American girl in Detroit, waitress, not making that much money, had two or three kids, doing it by herself, and I think she read that book, The Buy, Rehab, Refinance, and Repeat. So she saved up enough money to get her first home, and it just took off from there. She did trading the equity, putting in one property and doing it to another. So now she has, I think 10, 12 properties now, and she's a real estate broker. So now she's helping out other people do the same thing that she did. So you go on these podcasts and you listen to these episodes. You don't have to be, you learn so much and it's free knowledge. You don't have to, just rely on these seminars. But I would say join that. Just follow us on the California Association of Black Real Estate Professionals, CAB Rep on Facebook, and you'll be able to see some of the home ownership, seminars that we're going to be doing.
Now, I have in my church that I pastor. And for those of y'all who don't know, Robert and his lovely wife are members of LPCC. They're a member of the South location, and great people. I met Robert. I think I got I almost want to say I got a message from you, or an email from you, or something, phone call or something, and I didn't know who you were, and I was kind of like nervous, like I was really nervous until you told me why you contacted me. I was like, oh, okay, all right, and from that point on, we just hit it off. And you've been a wealth of information, a wealth of knowledge for me, man. You've helped me in some crunch time moments. I mean, you really have. But I pastor a church in the inner city. I got young women in my church right now who've never owned a home. Some have never even lived in a home, but they want to break this monotony to move into a home. And I want, from what you're saying tonight, you're telling them that it is possible, that there is hope for them. And what else can you say to reassure them that just because they live in the inner city doesn't mean they can't own? What can you say to really reassure them of this? Because they're watching.
Yeah, I mean, they can own. I mean, if they're okay, they haven't owned a home, and they may not live in a home, but they're probably renting somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And they're paying their rent each month. And rents in this market right now, a lot of times your rent payment, especially when you're trying to get into a rental place, with you coming in with your first and last month or deposit, whatever it is, sometimes it's $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, however much it is. They do that, and then they're making their monthly rental payments. So all you have to do is, like, let's say you go to redfin.com, okay, or Zillow.com, and you look up some local condos in your area. Maybe you find something for $300,000, and you can go in with 5% down. So you get something with $5,000, and maybe you get the rest from one of these lenders that we were telling you about. So in reality, they can start, instead of helping somebody else pay down their equity, they can start building up their own equity. And a lot of times, they're either, when they purchase a home, they're paying the same amount they were paying in rent, or sometimes they're paying less. But then you have
Yeah.
all these tax write-offs now, and you're building your own equity. So it's definitely possible. Maybe let's say you want to save $5,000 in a year. Maybe start tracking down everything that you're spending your money on. I'd say another good thing is, on your credit card, on your debit card, take a little note and put it on the back and write on there, "I'm an investor." So
Wow.
if you're gonna go purchase something, and you look at that and you say, "I'm an investor." Okay, well, maybe I don't need these. Maybe I don't need these shoes right now. Maybe I don't need to get my hair done this week, or whatever it is. Or maybe you don't
Wait,
eat out.
man. You better start a fight, man.
Okay.
You tell some of these women they can't get their hair done. You better start a fight, man. But I'm messing around, because what you're saying is there's a sacrifice that we gotta make.
Sacrifice, yeah. I mean, maybe I have a problem. I'm always on the go, so I'm eating out a lot. But if I don't eat out so much, I can probably save $300, $400, $500 a month, and you do that times that by 10. I mean, that could be by 12. That could be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 in 1 year just by not eating out so much, and that's your down payment for a
Hey,
home right there. You know,
you, you
so
you you see your sister right over here, right? You see your sister's coming.
yeah, I'm bald now, man. So I'm thinking about myself. But yeah, I don't work for everybody. So yeah, maybe you don't
Was
need that
it?
cable bill or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, some of these women gonna string you up, man.
They brought me back down to reality. Okay, but that's a must. But maybe you may not need those pair of shoes you're looking at, or whatever. You got to
But what you're
sacrifice
saying is,
some
but you're
stuff.
talking about the sacrifice that is needed. That's what you're talking about. You're talking about the sacrifice. And if we have to sacrifice just to get to this next phase, I don't see anything wrong with that. And I think if a person really want to achieve their dreams, they'll do whatever it takes. They'll do whatever it takes. So I mean, just listening to you, man, you're giving people a lot of hope. You got a wealth of information. There's something that I'm gonna put on the screen that we didn't even talk about, and I think we need to talk about. You gave us this about this book. Can you talk about this right here? Just because we only got about 11 to 12 minutes, and I really want to take some of your questions. Not me. I don't want to take your questions because I don't know about real estate, but we want Robert to take your questions. So get your questions in tonight. But listen, we want to talk about this book, Robert. This what that you gave. Can you talk a little about this? This can help our viewers.
I mean, I can only say so much about it because I haven't. I had the book on the audio. I haven't finished listening to it yet. It's been a while, but I know it's an important book. And if you want to know why blacks have the lowest home ownership in this country, and especially in California, how I think Asians have their affordability index, so they can afford homes 43% of the time, where we're only down at about 19%, if that,
Is this
12%.
is this the one we're talking about right here?
I mean, well, you can look at it across the board, and we're in the blue right there, African
Yeah.
Americans, and no matter what city you're looking in, basically, we're at the bottom everywhere. So, like I was saying, we have the lowest home ownership. Blacks in this country, we own more homes when we had segregation than we do now, before the fair housing laws were implemented. So that's something that we need to change. And some of the stuff that we learned tonight, some of the free podcasts that you're going to start listening to at Bigger Pockets, we can we can change. We can change some of that.
One of the things you said to me when you and I was talking a while back, we were really in depth talking about some things, and you said to me, I was going to give you a seed for the information that you gave me. And you say, Pastor, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I'm like, huh? And you're like, don't do that. And you start to tell me about what you wanted to see was a lot of African Americans own homes, is what you talked about, and how that really meant something to you. And I thought about it as I was driving down the street. I said, and this guy is not just in this business just to make money, but he's in it to empower people. And I just want to tell you, thank you for that, man. And what you're doing is you're giving hope to people tonight. It may not seem like it. You're giving people hope tonight, man. And what got you to that point, man, of wanting to be able to help our community? As you're talking, I'm gonna put that statistic back up again so that people can see this. But what made you get to that point of saying that I just want to help our people own something?
And it's really not just our people, although I do want to see that. I just don't like the discrimination that we face. I've seen it, growing up when, you have, I remember my father went to,
Maybe it's one of those ones we don't want to talk about there, man. I mean, if you don't want to bring it up, it's up to you. Okay. What I want people to really, really, really understand the buying power that we have and that we can possess and we can own. Um, yeah. Yeah. Oh boy.
All right. So I just don't like. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
All right. So it just doesn't sit well with me, man. About
Mm-hmm.
the discrimination that we face. You know. Sorry, man. Just give me a second.
No, man, you take all the time you need, man, at this moment. We understand. We do understand. We understand.
Yeah. So I remember my father was trying to buy a new home built, and he goes into the office, and he's speaking to the person who's selling these new homes, and he's explaining, show him proof that he has his income, whatever he has. I can buy this house. Well, questioning, well, is your father going to help you out? How you come up with this money? How you make so much money? I don't understand you people. Hearing stuff like that, that's discrimination. If I would have known that back then, I would have reported her to to the HUD, the Housing and Urban Development. So if that happens to anybody that looks like us, you need to report them.
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, how old were you when you saw this?
Um, and that's probably 16, 17, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not just us. You have people blacks are discriminated against, but then you also have, you have whites or whoever it is, and they're discriminated against when they're trying to buy houses for people who the gays and lesbians, they're discriminated against more than us. So I represent them sometimes, and I don't care about any of that. I don't care what color somebody is or who they like and
Mm-hmm.
who they're dating. It don't matter to me. I'm just trying to help them get into a house. It's hard enough right now for somebody to get into a house, and then to have that, you know,
Hanging over
on
your head.
top hanging over your head, you know. So that's it.
You know what I want to say to you, man, right now? I want to say, man, that I applaud you right now. Um, and the reason that I applaud you right now, because not many people would want to be vulnerable with this. Remember, I told you that on this podcast, um, if there's something that you don't want to talk about, we don't talk about it. We create a safe environment for you. And that's why we put it back on you. If you don't want to talk about it, we move on to something else. But I applaud you, man, because you saw that discrimination and you took it up as a cause that I got to champion this cause so that nobody gets discriminated against because you felt that pain and I'm quite sure your father felt that pain. And where'd you get this money? Somebody, your father gonna help. That's just so disrespectful. But you know what? It takes people like you to be in a position that you're in. God placed you there to tear down these walls, man, so that people can own that I can live where I'm living at without having to worry about what people think. We first moved into this neighborhood, man, and many of y'all know the story that this house that we're living in right now is the house that our pastors used to live in. We didn't know that until we kind of got approved to get in this place. And here I am that Saturday, I'm going to the mailbox down the street and I'm trying to unlock the mailbox and I don't know how to unlock it. It's the key won't fit. And man, it just seemed like people came from out of nowhere. And they were, it's just like they came from out of nowhere. And I immediately got nervous, man. And I started to say, I better go over by this mailbox, man, before the sheriffs be over here to arrest me for something. And just walking away, the next door neighbor sees me and I asked him, does he have challenges getting in the mailbox? And he says, Oh yeah, yeah, you just moved next door, huh? Come on, let me show you. And he came down and helped me. When the people saw him with me, it gave me a sigh of relief. You understand? And I applaud you, man. I applaud you so strongly, man, for being one of the ones who's standing up for people's rights and tearing down these walls, man. You don't need to apologize for how you feel. You don't need to apologize. It takes people like you to be in positions to tear down these walls and get rid of these stereotypes, man. Not enough of us have fought for this, but you're one of the ones on the front lines who's fighting for it. And I applaud you, man. I really do, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep helping as many people as you can, man. And watch God take your business to the top. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And I'm telling you, you are really helping somebody. You are really changing the lives of people, man. You really are. You're doing it, man. So I applaud you, man. Is there any other things you want to talk about? Any other information you want to give, man?
Um, um, just I don't know. We had to somehow send this like a kind of a home buy one-on-one PowerPoint presentation that I made for people to get that out. There's a lot of information on there to help people, buy, sell. If somebody's looking to sell, one other thing, about discrimination, it's like one thing you have to look at in this country is you have appraisers in this country that have to go through bias training because you have blacks um, that have a home in a certain neighborhood, and the appraisers are appraising their houses less than their white counterparts. And so that's happening so much, and it's so blatant. Now the I guess there's a national association of appraisers, whoever it is, that now they have to go through about 5 to 7 hours of bias training. So when
Wow.
I'm selling houses for people of color, I tell them that you're gonna have to do like a universal appeal. You have to. I learned this from my parents and some family members. You basically have to like de-black your house because some
Wow.
buyers want to
Wait, wait,
purchase.
wait, 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 wait. Stop, stop, stop. Explain to us what that means to de-black your house. Explain that to us.
Yeah, that's pretty important. If you're a person of color and you're trying to sell your home, people, when it goes in the market, people are going to go into your house, and they're going to. A lot of times they pay attention to what hair products you have. You know, they
Oh,
look
wow.
on your in the living room with their see Jet magazine or hip hop magazine, stuff like that.
Wow.
They're looking in your house. If they see your pictures up of your family, stuff like that, could be held against us. So you have to kind of use that against people and deback your house and maybe go to universal
Wow.
appeal, take that stuff down because at the end of the day, it's about money. So you want a larger pool of buyers looking at your house. And so, I tell people this on listings, and sometimes you get upset. I said this to an Ethiopian who was married to a white woman, and I said it in front of both of them. Like, you guys want the most for your house. This is what people are going to look like. And he was Ethiopian. He was very proud of his heritage. He was upset when I first told him that, but then he got it. So you kind of have to use that against people and take that stuff out
Wow.
so they don't know who's living there. Um, yeah, so that's one thing you have to look out for when you're selling your home.
Man, it's amazing that this is happening like this. But I saw a documentary about it. You know what I'm saying? I saw a documentary about it. They showed people coming in to look at a home that had African Americans in it with coach with photos everywhere. And this lady, her husband was white, and that nobody wanted to buy the house. But then when they took everything down, it made it seem as if nobody of color lived there. Then people wanted to buy the house very quickly and pay more for it.
Right.
It's sad
Right.
that we live in this day. It's sad that we live in this day, man, and that your heritage, what you're proud of, the art that you have, you got to take this down because this is going to lower the price range. People are not going to want to buy it. This is just crazy. But what I believe, man, is that God can turn it all around, man. Whereas they didn't want to buy it, God can make somebody else pay me 20, 30 times more than what it's really worth. And so It's unfortunate that we live in this day, but we do. But we still overcome. We still battle through. We still make it through this day. And I believe the day is coming where we're going to get back to owning homes like we did during segregation. I'm believing that we're getting back to this day where people are going to own more homes like before, and understand the buying power we have as, and not only understand the buying power that we have, but understand we are important too. And so, man, I think, man, you got any more information you want to give, man, before we get ready to get out of here?
Um, I don't know what kind of praying you're doing, but every time I sow a seed to you and you start praying, man, next day and all these phone calls calling me, wanting me to sell their house, and I get stuff one day. So I don't know what you kind of Kool-Aid you drinking, or what kind of what your wife's in your coffee. I don't know what you're doing.
My wife be spiking my coffee, man. No, I'm joking.
Yeah,
But you know what, man? You know, you crazy,
pray
man.
you to help me grow my hair back, man, so I can get me a fade again or something.
You know what, man? You know, you funny, man. I'm telling you, funny, man. I'm telling you, funny, man. You really funny. You know, but what I do, man, is I wake up. My wife can attest to this. I get up every morning, man, in prayer. Like this is real for me. This ain't no joke. I really live a Christian life for real. You understand? I get up every morning and I go into prayer every morning. I pray for people who partner with me. I pray for people who sow seed into me. And I declare every time in prayer, the 1,000-time blessing over their life. I pray that prayer, and I lift up people all the time. And I'm telling you, man, you're going to do some amazing things, man, that's going to really touch the lives of people. I watch you on social media, how you're a lover of older cars and things like that. I've seen you on social media taking your sons out to golf and things like that. You're teaching them to be well-rounded. And so, man, you're doing a great job, man. You and your beautiful wife, you guys are doing a great job. And so I applaud you, man. I really do.
Hey, I applaud everything that you're doing too and giving back. You're always on social media, and watch you, and you're just a blessing onto a lot of people. But yeah, real estate, man. That's the first millionaire in this country. Came from real estate. So this is the way to do it. And there's a lot of free information out there. I would say I can't say enough about the Bigger Pockets, the Rich Dad book. Get that board game for your kids.
I'm gonna put this information on the screen again. This is the book that he's talking about getting this book, and he's talking about going to I think it's the Big Pockets podcast, right?
Yeah. So if you don't have time to read the book, I get it. A lot of people are busy. You don't have to even read that book. You can just listen to the podcast. If you just Google buy, rehab, refinance, buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. If you just put that in, Google that, the podcast comes up. You can watch the video, or you can just listen to that episode. And it's the fastest way to real estate wealth. So there's no way with this and the different home buying grants and stuff that these banks have, that you should not be able to own, 5 houses in the next 5 years.
You know what I want to do now, man? We're getting ready to get off of here. But what I want to do now, man, is I do this time to time for different viewers who come on. I mean, different people who come on my podcast. You didn't ask anything about this. This is something I want to do. Listen, I'm encouraging people tonight. If you've been blessed by this information tonight, what I want you to do first is take down Robert's information. Know that Robert is an owner. He's a realtor. He's an owner of EH Realty. He also, this is the information where you can contact him at. So get in contact him. If he doesn't do business in your, he knows who does. And get in contact with him, connect with him. But if you've been blessed by this information tonight, I want you guys to get a seed in the ground tonight for him. He didn't ask for this. He didn't think about this. Didn't charge me for anything for being on. But what I want Robert to do is give us his Cash App information right now. And so what we try and do is bring people on that we believe will encourage you and help you get to the next level. So I need you tonight. You could get your seed in the ground to him. tonight. If you've been blessed by it, get your seed in the ground. So, Robert, let us know really what your Cash App is tonight, and let people sow something to you if they want to tonight.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to give it back to you anyway. So if you don't mind, if you can just put your
Man, look, your sister, your wife want to go get her hair done, man. Your sister said she need her hair done.
I'm gonna hook him up. I'm gonna get it done for him. But yeah, that would just be my wish if they can. If you just put your information up, and on my behalf, if they can sow a seed to you,
Oh wow,
I would go that route.
Wow. Man, you blowing me away, man. You really are. You blowing me away, man. I'm trying to be a blessing to you, man. And
hey, just take it easy on me, like one-on-one. That's all I ask, man. I just let me get a few points in. That's all I want.
And you know, your sister said you can't play, man. Your sister said you can't play. She said you can't hoop.
Come on, man. My J's still wet. She definitely don't want it. I'll tell you, man. But I can get her.
You Steph Curry is what you saying?
No, I ain't that, but I can do a little something in the corner, in my little corner. I'm far from Steph, I know.
Man, I appreciate you being on tonight, man. I really do. Oh, your wife? Nope, I'm natural, so she looking at her. But man, I do appreciate you tonight, man. I really do. But listen, here's what I want y'all to do. I want you guys to get in contact with Robert. All right, please get in contact with him. If you got questions concerning your business, questions concerning real estate, you need to know what type of classes to get in, what information you need. Even if you are in the real estate industry and you don't have some of the contacts he has, contact this man. And listen, he's ready to help you. He's ready to give you the information that you need. All right. So please do that. He is a broker. He's a realtor. He's the owner of Eat Realty. I'll support him. Support him. Support him. Support him. So listen, we got to get out of here. We thank y'all so much for being on tonight. I really do appreciate you. But again, listen, if you have not downloaded our church app, I need you to go do that. Download our church app. Go to the Apple store, go to the Google Play Store, Amazon, go to the Roku store, and download our Kingdom Life Faith Center app and stay up to date on all things Kingdom Life Faith Center. Make sure you get the book that Robert talked about, buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. Please get it. And listen, if you need to be encouraged about having multiple streams of income, he recommends this book. He said it changed his life. We believe it'll change your life as well. All right. Hey, we got to get out of here, but we love y'all. We appreciate y'all so very much. And again, thank y'all so much for being on. Hey, Robert, and to your beautiful wife, Miss Reese, thank you so much for being on as well, too. Love you. Be blessed in Jesus' name. We'll see y'all.
Have a good night.